Health and wellness check-in. Today is Sunday, 3 May 2026, and I'm Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle. It's very bright. It's only 8:30 a.m., 8:31 a.m. I check in for a week summary of my health and wellness, social, mental, and physical. This past week, Monday, 27 April to Sunday, 3 May 2026. It was a week in which I allocated time and attention to a few different focuses, including present, revisiting, and planning without throwing myself off kilter. Yeah, that past, present, that kind of goes like a full spread of like past, present, and future, and then like revisiting, which is like past and present, but maybe projecting to the future. Yeah, I did. Sometimes I like whammy myself and like, and I did all right this time. All right, category 1 of 3, social health. I fed the critters. They're liking a later dinner time slot. It's hot, and they're like, we're not gonna come out until it's cooled off a little bit, or you know, the sun is kind of like over the on that side of the house, you know, that kind of thing. So they've been coming out later, and so I've been adjusting to later, and they're liking that. And some may even still be out about 8 p.m. I'll look out and they're still out, and I'm like, yeah, it's been really sunny. There are some small squirrels and birds and big healthy mamas. Yes, so there's the young ones are running amok somewhere, or you know, in the nest or the tree hole, going somewhere. Yeah. This week included neighborhood friendly faces, went out and about, including walk runs, and out and about was well timed and paced. Yes, the out and about. Yeah. Mental health, category 2 of 3, finances, other than retirement account stuff. So I did work on I went in and asked, so I brought up previously the cosigner stuff in relation to like bank accounts. And so I made progress on that. I asked about some other accounts, which like I got clarity on. And then the cosigner thing and the banking equivalent of that, I did remove from any corresponding accounts. And then there's like something else that I'm thinking of consolidating stuff, and like there's something else that can be removed, but the person needs to go in with me. So I'm like thinking over, do I want to consolidate? So like what would I want to consolidate to? And then like thinking through what would it be like to take a person in with me to the bank, since I am an adult now. You know, like the last time I was going in with my parents for banking was like, I was like a teenager or something. so I'm like, can I think through it, like a game plan for that going in kind of thing? So there's that. Then for this YouTube channel, over 300 videos on this channel, full channel time span, yeah, all the way back to the beginning, like video 1, are now operational with my signature as Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle. Coralie and Leonardi I removed is applicable on videos I implemented on this new. So some of my videos, it was fun kind of going back through, because like on some of them I'd put Tanis, Coralie, Leonardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, and then like with time it eventually became Tanis, Leonardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, and then with time it became Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle. It's kind of like the intro sentence of the videos, and then the signature at the bottom eventually just kind of went Tanis, Coralie, Leonardi to Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle. So I'd already had like I think over 100 videos like that, but I went and did over 100 more. So I have over 300 operational that go all the way back to the beginning, and I kind of staggered them out, so it's not like everything at the beginning and everything at the end. No, I spaced them out, chose numbers, then added 500 and repeated, you know, like that kind of thing. So if you're going back and clicking on videos that I'm doing it for, is it ready? The channel's ready to become Tanis Gillespie, Tanis Jackson, for better or worse. Yes, I say. Over 300, and the more recent videos I'm doing with the signature Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle. If you want me to take your surname and you're my soulmate, would I do that? So that is something for me to think about. It's like, so if I changed it to Tanis Gillespie, would I want to sign my videos Tanis Gillespie, or would I just keep it Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle? Like if I were actually born Tanis Gillespie, like in Northern Ireland, you know, the name authority and then my birth location authority, like Bergen, Norway, so Norway come through. I'm like, you know, it might be good to have that somewhere, some experience, but I don't know, right? Because I'm going through and I'm doing this. So, but then I like the settled solution. Do I sign it Tanis Jackson, or do I keep Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle? So there's also like, right, there's me giving myself stuff that I can actually start to think about that with, because I have that base signature of Tanis She, Her, Hers of Seattle, which is a stable solution for now, at least for my perspective. All right, and then category 3, physical health, 3 of 3, health, physical health. Menstrual cycle, my period. So retirement account stuff, I use Kroger feminine hygiene pads. How did / do they work? They were good. I didn't have, so with my Sean Hitosi stuff previously, I said there showed up in my blood pressure measurement. I can think of like a change in blood flow might have affected a different system. So this time I didn't have a change in blood flow with my period. The actual product, so the Kroger feminine hygiene pads, they're like ultra thins without wings. I don't necessarily like wings. They're fine. I don't have complaints. So which for feminine hygiene products means A+. For real, for me. Okay, so it's that simple. All right, there's been a lot of trial and error in that over the years. I've been menstruating with no month off, no cycle off for over 20.00 years. So yeah, okay. Isolating period from PMS. So my period menstrual cramps were present and felt like more of a pressure than pain type cramp. Day 2 was a gusher, blood flow, woke up 3 times during the night and filled the toilet bowl with so much blood each time I had to flush. I was like, whoa. My period, menstrual, so in water weight retention increased from PMS. Day 2, again, typically holds steady during menstruation. Typically it's just PMS that I get increases in water weight retention. So this was a deviation from the norm that I actually increased water weight retention during the period. And it's a little bit slower in coming off. It's like, I think it's like day 8 of my period and I'm still bleeding. I'm like, it's making up for my last cycle. They're like, you corrected. And I'm like, okay. All right, so that's that. Dentist appointments tentatively this upcoming week. How's my adjustment to Sensodyne toothpaste and Oral-B soft bristle toothbrush going? Well, turns out Sensodyne instructions say to use a soft bristle toothbrush, so I did choose the right one per the instructions on the toothpaste. So for Sensodyne, day 1, my awareness that I had sensitive teeth was elevated, and since then they feel like new teeth after I have brushed them. Have elevated tenderness that dissipated after a few days. Yeah, so like everything, and it was like tender, and then it's been kind of like rotating spots with the new toothpaste, and now they're fine. They feel like new. I look in the mirror and they're whiter and stuff. But I don't think it's a whitening toothpaste, but just like this setup, and there is a difference. Observable, perceptible in terms of sight as well as feel. All right. Like there's nerve endings in the teeth. There's actual like muscles in there and stuff. They're part of the nervous system. So there's sight as well as feel. And so I'm like, yeah, it's been changed. So there we go. And I'm happy I followed through. And then last note for physical, for my walk runs, there have been so many critters out and about on my walk runs still. And like it was yesterday, I think I was actually walking up a hill on one of my walk runs, and a bunny hopped with me like a good stretch. And I was like, oh, look, it's a hopping bunny. And it like actually like we progressed together, and I was like, I'm walking with a bunny now. But like it was like intentional, and I was like speaking to it, and it would look back, and I was like, yeah, it's like a human, but it's a bunny. All right, in conclusion, it was good health and wellness. I didn't throw myself off kilter, which is a self-improvement. Is that an indicator I might be Tanis Gillespie? I did make a name placard for myself as Tanis Gillespie, and a homemade that, as well as a homemade Northern Ireland flag. I'm thinking of a box of Pop-Tarts. I don't know if that's an at-home communion or not. I haven't decided. But like with the name placard and the flag, and like wearing my red sweater. I have to choose a flavor for the Pop-Tarts though. A very Tanis Gillespie flavor. So yeah, I'm a bit at the mercy of the offerings of wherever I buy the Pop-Tarts that day. Okay. And I'll link to some related playlists on the channel. So there we go. Happy health and wellness to you whenever you're viewing this and wherever you're viewing this from.